One very ordinary morning, you wake up and open your eyes. The light slips through the window, but instead of clarity, it seems blurred, as if a thin veil of fog covers everything. You blink a few times thinking it is only because you are not fully awake. Yet the more you look, the less sharp the words on the newspaper appear, and the faces of your loved ones lose their familiar lines. In that moment, a quiet fear rises. Could it be that your eyes are beginning to betray you? At 50, most people talk about the heart, the lungs, high blood pressure, or diabetes. But few mention that there is an even greater mystery unfolding in the eye. The eyes are not only the window to the soul, but also the mirror of time, and they are silently changing. The most frightening part is not that the change comes quickly, but that it comes so quietly that by the time you notice it, it is already late. Have you ever wondered why some people at 70 can still read clearly, still drive with confidence at night, still see the sparkle in their grandchild's eyes, while others at 55 already struggle with reading glasses, squinting under the light and unease at dusk? Is that only luck, or is there a hidden truth that science is slowly uncovering? In 2001, a famous study called the Age-Related Eye Disease Study, conducted by the National Eye Institute, shook the medical world. The results showed that the right combination of nutrients could reduce the risk of macular degeneration by 25%, one of the leading causes of blindness in older adults. Yet the strange fact is that most people have never heard of this study. They simply accept fading vision as a natural part of aging. Dr. Karl Kupfer, former director of the National Eye Institute, once called macular degeneration the silent epidemic of the 21st century. Silent because it causes no pain, no warning, only the slow theft of vision until everything becomes a blur. Silent also because society rarely speaks of it, even though millions lose their sight each year. The truth is, the eyes do not age in the way we think. The retina, the lens, the cornea all have the ability to resist and to protect themselves. But they need one thing, something we have mostly forgotten. They need energy from nutrition and lifestyle. The eyes do not betray us. We are the ones who have abandoned them with poor diets, with endless hours staring at screens, and with the belief that glasses alone are the solution. Science has shown that blue light from phones, tablets, and television speeds up retinal damage. Studies at Harvard Medical School confirm that oxidative stress is the central force that weakens visual cells. At Tufts University, researchers proved that lutein and zeaxanthin act like internal sunglasses, filtering harmful light and keeping the retina safe. But this secret is not only found in laboratories, it waits in the smallest details of daily life. A handful of blueberries, a leaf of kale, a cup of green tea, even a pocket of pumpkin seeds. Nature has been offering these gifts quietly while people chase complex, expensive solutions and overlook the simple ones. So the greater question remains, must vision always fade with age, or is it simply the price we pay for neglect? Remember, the eyes are not only for seeing, they are the way you connect to life. To lose sight is not only to lose light, but to lose freedom. Freedom to drive, freedom to read, freedom to recognize the smile of those you love. Declining vision is not only a medical problem, it is a wound to pride and to independence. And that is why you must stay on this journey. Because together we will uncover the mystery revealed by modern science, by renowned studies, and by the timeless wisdom of nature. How to keep the eyes after 50 not only alive, but shining like a lamp that refuses to fade in the storm of time. The human eye is often described as a fragile organ, but in truth, it is a remarkable system designed with precision. The retina captures light and turns it into signal. The cornea bends the rays and the lens focuses them with grace. Millions of tiny blood vessels feed this living structure. Billions of nerve connections carry the messages to the brain in less than a blink. For decades, this system works tirelessly without asking for attention. Yet after 50, many begin to believe that the eyes are doomed to weaken, as if age itself is the only verdict. The truth is different. The eyes do not suddenly become old. What really happens is a slow abandonment. We stop giving them what they need. We expose them to harmful light without protection. We eat meals stripped of the pigments and minerals that keep vision strong. We dismiss early whispers of discomfort as nothing more than a nuisance, and in doing so, we allow decline to creep in. Consider oxidative stress. This invisible force builds when free radicals overwhelm the natural defenses of the body. The retina, with its delicate tissues, is especially vulnerable. Harvard scientists have shown that oxidative stress accelerates cell death in the macula, the very spot that gives us central sharp vision. Left unchecked, it is not age, but this imbalance that leads to blurring and loss. Think also of circulation. The eye depends on a network of the finest capillaries in the body. When lifestyle reduces blood flow, these vessels narrow and struggle to deliver oxygen. Fatigue of the eyes appears. Dryness grows. Recovery from strain slows. Studies from Johns Hopkins remind us that the health of the eye is inseparable from the health of the heart and vessels, yet many ignore this connection until it is too late. And what about the emotional side? When vision falters, independence begins to shrink. No longer confident to drive at night, many retreat from social life. Reading the newspaper becomes a challenge. Even the simple act of seeing the expression of a grandchild turns into a test of patience. The eye does not only let us see, it gives dignity, it gives freedom, and when it weakens, the spirit weakens too. But here is the mystery that offers hope. The eyes are alive, they are not static pieces of glass. Cells renew, capillaries adapt, nerves respond. Given the right support, the system can slow its decline and sometimes even regain strength. This is why the age-related eye disease study proved that nutrition can change outcomes. It is why researchers at Tufts showed that pigments like lutein gather in the macula to act as shields. The body has the tools. It only asks for the materials. So the question is not whether the eyes must grow old. The question is whether we are willing to stop abandoning them. If we choose to care with intention, we shift the story. We move from helpless decline to active preservation. We move from fear to confidence. We realize that the eyes are not fading lanterns, but resilient instruments waiting to be tuned again. This is the turning point. To see aging not as an unavoidable fall, but as a call to protect what has always been with us. The eyes are not old. They are only asking to be remembered. When we speak of health, after 50, the conversation often drifts toward medicine and treatment. Yet the truth is that the greatest shield for the eyes is not found in a prescription bottle. It is found on the plate before you. Nutrition is not only fuel, it is armor. And for the eyes, it may be the most important armor of all. The age-related eye disease study, known as AREDS, revealed something profound. When scientists followed thousands of older adults, they discovered that certain nutrients could reduce the risk of advanced macular degeneration by a full quarter. In the world of medicine, such a number is rare. It means thousands kept their vision, not because of surgery or miracle drugs, but because of what they consumed each day. At the center of this protection are two pigments called lutein and zeaxanthin. These pigments gather in the macula, the small central zone of the retina responsible for the clearest vision. They act as natural filters, absorbing blue light before it can damage delicate cells. Researchers like Elizabeth Johnson at Tufts University described them as internal sunglasses. Without them, harmful rays pass unchecked, striking the retina again and again. With them, the eye gains a shield that softens the blow of light and reduces inflammation. But the story does not end there. Vitamin C plays its own role as a guardian. It supports collagen in the cornea and lens, keeping tissues strong and flexible. It also combats oxidative stress, the silent thief of clarity. Vitamin E joins the defense by neutralizing free radicals that try to corrode the retina. Together, C and E work like twin sentinels, guarding the structural integrity of the eye. Zinc is another essential piece, often forgotten. The retina holds one of the highest concentrations of zinc in the body. It is needed for enzymes that translate light into signal. Without enough zinc, vision becomes sluggish and adaptation to darkness weakens. Studies from the University of Sydney showed that deficiency of zinc magnifies the risk of macular degeneration. A handful of seeds rich in zinc can do what expensive interventions often cannot. Omega-3 fatty acids add yet another layer. Found in fish and some seeds, these fats keep membranes of retinal cells fluid and responsive. They calm inflammation and support tear production, which eases dry eyes. Harvard researchers have linked omega-3 intake with slower progression of eye disease and with greater comfort in daily life. And yet, despite all this evidence, many still believe that supplements alone are the answer. Shelves are filled with pills promising to preserve eyesight, but the body is wise. It absorbs nutrients best when they arrive with fibers, enzymes, and cofactors found in whole foods. A capsule may help when diet falls short, but it cannot replace the orchestra of compounds in a plate of leafy greens or a bowl of berries. Here lies the hidden mystery. The eyes do not ask for complex or exotic things. They ask for colors on the plate. Green kale and spinach bright with lutein. Yellow corn and red peppers rich in zeaxanthin. Oranges, berries, and kiwis loaded with vitamin C. Almonds and sunflower seeds offering vitamin E. Pumpkin seeds carrying zinc. Salmon and walnuts delivering omega-3. Each color is a note. Together they compose the song of protection. Imagine for a moment that every meal is a chance to add a piece of armor. Breakfast with citrus and seeds. Lunch with greens and tomatoes. Dinner with fish and vegetables. These are not sacrifices. They are rituals. Simple rituals that decide whether your vision fades or endures. The lesson is clear. The fate of the eyes is not sealed by age alone. It is shaped each day by what we choose to eat. Nutrition is not decoration, it is invisible armor. And when worn daily, it can defend the most delicate gift you have the power to see. You now know the eyes do not grow old, they are only abandoned. You also know that nutrition is not decoration but invisible armor. The question is, who are the guardians that wear this armor for us? Who are the warriors nature has hidden in plain sight? The first warrior is small, almost fragile, yet it carries the strength of the night itself. Blueberries, tiny dark berries that hold anthocyanins, pigments that strengthen the vessels of the retina. Imagine driving at dusk, the road slowly fading, until a handful of these berries restore your confidence in the dark. In Japan, scientists saw how blueberries improve night vision and helped the eyes adapt when light was scarce. For the older adult, this is not trivia. It is safety. It is dignity. One handful a day is enough to whisper to your eyes, you are not alone in the night. And yet the night is only the beginning, because another warrior waits, glowing with fire. The second warrior is the tomato, red and bold, carrying within it lycopene. This compound settles deep in eye tissue and shields it from oxidative fire. Harvard researchers linked lycopene to a lower risk of cataracts. But the mystery deepens. Lycopene grows stronger when the tomato is cooked with a touch of oil. A bowl of tomato soup, a spoon of warm sauce, these are not only meals, they are quiet rituals of defense. And tomatoes do more. They improve circulation, sending oxygen to the eye like fresh air rushing into a tired room. The flame of protection burns gently in each red slice. But protection is not only in fire. Another warrior hides in the leaves, carrying balance in silence. The third warrior is kale, and the cruciferous family that stands with it. Kale, broccoli, cabbage. They look humble, but inside them are compounds that scientists at Johns Hopkins studied for their ability to guard cells against damage. These leaves give birth to sulforaphane, a molecule that detoxifies, that calms inflammation, that helps the liver clear what should not stay. In the eye, they deliver lutein and zeaxanthin, pigments that act as natural sunglasses, filtering light before it can harm. Without them, the retina is exposed. With them, the retina rests. Do not be fooled by their simplicity. Each leaf is a shield, yet a shield is nothing without a key, and that key lies in a tiny seed. The fourth warrior is the pumpkin seed, the treasure of zinc. Hidden in its shell is the mineral spark that the retina cannot live without. Zinc powers the enzymes that turn light into sight. Without enough zinc, darkness feels heavier and adaptation slower. Researchers in Sydney found that low zinc quietly drives macular degeneration forward. But here, in a handful of pumpkin seeds, lies the answer. Not a rare medicine, not a distant cure, but a daily snack. Beyond zinc, these seeds also carry phytosterols that reduce swelling and magnesium that relaxes tension. But for the eyes, the gift is zinc. Small, silent, indispensable. Still, a spark alone cannot calm the storm. For that we turn to the cup. The fifth warrior is green tea, the cup of morning light. For centuries, it has been a drink of calm. But now science reveals its deeper secret. Catechins from green tea travel into the tissues of the eye, even into the lens and cornea. There they fight oxidative stress and protect against the slow clouding of cataract. Researchers in Hong Kong proved it 2 decades ago, yet tradition had already known. 2 cups a day, 1 in the morning, 1 in the evening, and the storm of oxidation begins to fade. Green tea also calms hormones that disturb balance. It improves circulation. It brings resilience where the eyes need it most. Each sip is not just refreshment, It is a promise. Now imagine them together. The night berry, the red flame, the green shield, the seed of zinc, the cup of light. Alone, each is powerful. Together they form a circle. One strengthens vessels, another clears toxins, another filters light, another delivers minerals, another calms the storm. They are not 5 foods, they are 5 guardians. 5 notes of a single song, a song that keeps the music of sight alive. This is not about miracles, it is about rhythm. A handful of blueberries in the morning, a plate with greens and tomatoes at midday, a sprinkle of seeds in the evening, a cup of tea as the sun rises and as the night returns. Nothing exotic, nothing rare, only the steady presence of allies that wait quietly in your kitchen. Over weeks, the change is subtle. Nights less disturbed by blurred vision, pages easier to read without strain, faces clearer, brighter, closer. Over months, the change is undeniable, and the secret is simple. You did not wait for decline. You invited the warriors back to the table. The eyes do not fade because time demands it. They fade because we forget the allies already within reach. Remember them, and the light remains. For every guardian, there is also an enemy. The eyes are not only protected by food and habit, they are also threatened by forces that creep in quietly each day. These enemies do not announce themselves with pain. They work in silence, eroding vision bit by bit until the damage feels inevitable. The first enemy is blue light. From the glow of a phone in your hand, the screen of a computer, the television at night, waves of light pierce the retina. Harvard scientists have shown how blue light increases oxidative stress in the macula. For young eyes, the damage is slow. For older eyes already vulnerable, the pace quickens. Hours before screens become years lost in clarity. The second enemy is sugar. Sweetness that delights the tongue can cloud the lens of the eye. When sugar binds to proteins, it forms compounds that stiffen and darken tissue. This process, called glycation, is one of the hidden reasons the lens turns opaque and cataracts grow. A habit of desserts today can become a veil of fog tomorrow. The third enemy is smoking. Few habits do more harm to the eye. Smoke narrows blood vessels, starves the retina of oxygen, and doubles the risk of macular degeneration. The World Health Organization warns that smoking remains one of the leading avoidable causes of blindness. Each puff is not only a threat to the lungs, but a quiet strike against vision. And the last enemy is neglect. The small signs that whisper for attention, ignored until they shout. Blurred words on a page, glare from lights at night, dryness that lingers, fatigue that returns. Too often these are brushed aside as normal aging. In truth, they are signals that the orchestra of the eye is losing harmony and asking for help. The eyes do not fall to enemies overnight. They fall when these forces are left unchecked. To protect your vision is not only to add warriors to your table, it is also to close the door against what seeks to erode them. Each choice matters. To look less into the glow of screens, to hold back sugar, to leave cigarettes behind, to listen when your eyes begin to whisper. When enemies are named, they lose their power. When you see them clearly, you are no longer defenseless. The eyes are not doomed. They are waiting for you to defend them against the silent thieves of light. There is a quiet truth hidden in the rhythm of ordinary days. The eyes do not ask for grand gestures. They ask for simple rituals performed with care. It is these rituals that decide whether vision fades or endures. The first ritual begins with the morning sunday. Step outside for a few minutes as the day awakens. Gentle light tells the body to release hormones that guide sleep and wake cycle. It also prepares the eyes to adapt to brightness and shadow. 15 minutes of soft sunlight is more than a greeting. It is a reset of the clock inside your eyes. The second ritual belongs at the table. Each meal is a chance to place a guardian on your plate. Blueberries with breakfast, a tomato simmered at lunch, greens and seeds with dinner, a cup of tea between. These are not diets or restrictions. They are quiet acts of loyalty to your sight. Over time, they become habits, and habits become protection. The third ritual is rest, not just the hours of sleep, but the way you close the day. Dim the lights 1 hour before bed. Put away the screens that bathe the retina in harsh blue. Let the eyes breathe in darkness. Quality sleep allows the retina to repair. to restore, to prepare for another day of light. The fourth ritual is movement. A walk through the neighborhood, a stretch in the garden, a few steps taken with intention. Movement keeps blood flowing. Blood delivers oxygen and nutrients to the farthest corners of the eye. Without flow, even the strongest guardians cannot reach where they are needed. And the fifth ritual is observation. Listen to the whispers. If text blurs, if light glares, if tears dry too quickly, do not dismiss it. Write it down. Bring it to your doctor. Early signals often carry the greatest chance of saving vision. Ignoring them is to silence your own body. These rituals are not difficult. They cost little. They demand little, but they return much. Morning light, food with color, rest in the night, movement in the day, listening to signals. Woven together, they form a circle of care, a circle that keeps the eyes bright, steady, and resilient. The secret is not in waiting for a miracle. The secret is in living with intention, one ritual at a time. There comes a moment when you realize that the eyes are not only organs of sight, they are windows to life itself. Through them you see the faces of your loved ones, the colors of the morning sky, the words that carry wisdom and memory. To lose them is to lose a part of life that cannot be replaced, but to protect them is to preserve freedom, dignity, and joy. You have heard the whispers of science and the wisdom of nature. You now know of the warriors that defend, of the enemies that attack, and of the rituals that sustain. This is not a story of decline. It is a story of resilience. The eyes do not demand youth. They demand attention, respect, and nourishment. Think of what has been revealed. Blueberries guarding the night, tomatoes burning with gentle fire, greens shielding from within, seeds sparking with minerals, tea calming the storm. Simple foods that wait in your kitchen yet hold the power to keep light alive. Think also of the enemies that steal quietly: blue light,